Now, the COP28 climate talks is just weeks away, but with the world's focus on the recent geopolitical issues like the flare-up between Israel and Hamas, as well as the ongoing Ukraine war, there are concerns about climate issues taking a back seat. Speaking at the Bloomberg New Economy Forum, U.S. climate envoy John Kerry urges focus on confronting the environmental crisis for the future of the planet.
We don't have any choice. We have to move now. Ukraine is serious. What's happening in the Middle East is really serious, too. There are other challenges around the world, migration and food supply, hunger. But all of this will be affected by the climate crisis. And life on the planet is being hugely disrupted as a result of the warming taking place because of how we burn fossil fuel. And if we don't capture the emissions, we can't win the battle. So we really have a very full agenda, but I'm convinced we have the ability to be able to meet this challenge if we'll just get a little more serious.
What constitutes a successful COP28, and what would you consider a failure?
Well, I'm not going to talk about failure. I'm not going to contemplate the failure. I'll tell you, I think COP28 needs to live up to the expectations of the global stocktake. We need to make certain that we are doing all the things necessary to be honest with people, show them what's happened, where have we traveled from, what were the impediments, where are we today, honest today. If there are gaps, we have to describe them, and then where do we go from here? That will be a success if we do that. Also, adaptation. I think we have to raise the effort on adaptation. But in addition to that, there are a whole lot of other things happening that push ambition. And whether it's shipping or big companies that are sending a market signal by buying green products now, there is, the possibility of the First Movers Coalition, where companies are out front doing these kinds of things. So we're very excited about what this COP could produce. And it could also have, for the first time, some oil and gas participation in a serious way.
Indeed. UAE, of course, is a major oil producer, but there's already been fierce debate about COP28 Minister Al-Jaber on his concurrent role as the CEO of the state-run oil company. You publicly defended his appointment, saying that he's a terrific choice. How confident and how effective do you think COP28 will be in putting pressure on fossil fuel companies and oil-producing countries?
Well, look, obviously, the proof is in the pudding. The proof here is not going to be John Kerry sitting here and saying this or that. But I know that Dr. Jaber is working extremely hard. He is committed to try to keep 1.5 degrees alive. He is working to bring a lot of people to the table that haven't been there before. And so the measure will be how successful is all of that. But I don't think it's fair to say he's disqualified or can't do it because he represented an oil and gas company. Some of the leaders of oil and gas companies have been the biggest proponents of doing something serious about climate crisis. And he's, I think, the measure will be, what does the COP put into its decision? What does it accomplish in moving on adaptation? What does it do in standing up the loss and damage fund? And what does it do to begin to liberate the trillions of dollars that we need to get into the marketplace in order to invest in this transition?